Morocco didn't become dangerous overnight.
And from Ziyech, all the way in. Oh, this place has erupted. Ziyech pulls it back, it's another. And Boukhla makes it two.
Morocco, a country of 37 million people, beat Spain, beat Portugal, beat Belgium, and walked into a World Cup semi-final against France with a chance to do the impossible. For 90 minutes, the entire footballing world stopped and stared, because nobody saw this coming. And right now, in the summer of 2026, they are doing it again. As you are watching this, Morocco just finished second in the group behind Brazil, beat Scotland, beat Haiti, and drew the 5-time champions themselves. They survived a penalty shootout against the Netherlands to reach the round of 16, and now they just beat Canada. In the 5 previous tournaments, they have been eliminated, sent home, forgotten, and then out of nowhere they became the first African team in history to reach a World Cup semi-final. The scary part, this might not have been the ceiling, it might have been the floor, because when you look at what Morocco built behind the scenes, the academy system, the coaching revolution, you start to realize wasn't a miracle. It was a plan finally paying off. So how did the team nobody respected become one the entire world feared, and what happens if they are just getting started? To understand Morocco, you have to go back. Morocco qualified for the first World Cup in the 70s, becoming the first African nation to reach the tournament in the modern era. They were eliminated in the group stage, but the foundation had been laid. Then came 86. Under coach José Faria, Morocco topped their group, ahead of England, Poland and Portugal. Nobody expected it. They became the first African team in history to reach the World Cup knockout stage, only losing 1-0 to West Germany on a last-minute free kick. For a moment, it felt like the beginning of something. Instead, it became a false start. For the next 3.5 decades, Morocco kept qualifying, kept showing flashes, and kept getting eliminated early. Then a long painful gap where they didn't even qualify at all. Between 1998 and 2018, Morocco missed 4 straight World Cups. The talent was there, the results weren't, and that gap is the key to this entire story. In 2009, King Mohammed VI opened a football academy in Salé, just outside Rabat, taking players as young as 12. It gives them elite coaching, education, medical care, and a professional environment that most academies in Africa simply couldn't match. Graduates don't just stay in Morocco, they get pipelines directly into European clubs. Hakimi came through this system, so did dozens of players who would go on to shock the world in Qatar. But the academy was only half the plan. The other half was even bolder, and it's the part most fans still don't fully understand. Morocco made a decision that most national federations are too proud or too slow to make. They looked outwards. Because of decades of migration to France, Belgium, Netherlands and Spain, there are millions of people of Morocco living across Europe, and for years, Morocco largely let those players slip away, watching kids with Moroccan blood grow up and choose France, Belgium or Spain instead. Now, not anymore. The Moroccan Federation built an aggressive, systematic scouting network across Europe, specifically to identify and recruit players with Moroccan heritage, before bigger nations could lock them in. Hakimi grew up in Madrid, Amrabat was born in the Netherlands, Romain Saïss was born in France, Hakim Ziyech was born in the Netherlands and had actually represented the youth teams before switching to Morocco. That last one almost didn't happen. Ziyech has spoken about how the Dutch Federation ignored him. They never called him up to the senior team. They made him feel like an afterthought. Morocco didn't make that mistake. They pursued him relentlessly and he became one of the most important players of their golden generation. That's the blueprint. It gave them a talent pool that punched dramatically above their population. By the time 2018 arrived, the pieces were coming together. Morocco qualified for the World Cup in Russia, playing some of the best football of the group stage without getting the results to match. They lost a heartbreaking opener to Iran on the 95-minute own goal, then pushed both Portugal and Spain to the edge before crashing out in the group. It was progress that didn't show up on the scorecard. Then Morocco made one fine crucial decision. They hired Walid Regragui. He wasn't a famous name. He wasn't a European superstar coach. He was a Moroccan-French former player who understood both worlds, the discipline of European tactics and the identity of Moroccan football. He took over the national team only weeks before the 2022 World Cup even began. If you are enjoying this deep dive into how Morocco quietly built the most disruptive football project, subscribe now, because we are about to get into exactly how they took down 3 European giants in a row. Morocco opened the 2022 World Cup by drawing Croatia, the reigning runner-ups, then they beat Belgium, ranked second in the world at the time, then they beat Canada to win their group, becoming the first African team ever to top a World Cup group stage. In the round of 16, Morocco faced Spain, a nation with more football history, more more resources and more individual talent on paper. Spain dominated possession and Morocco simply refused to break. The match went to penalties. Spain missed 3 in a row and Morocco won. For the first time in history, an Arab nation had reached a World Cup quarter-final. Then came Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, the most accurate player of his generation, sat on the bench as his country tried to fight back against a Moroccan defense that simply would not bend. Youssef Nesri rose above the Portuguese defense for a header that will be replayed in Morocco for generations. Morocco won 1-0. For the first time in history, an African nation had reached a World Cup semi-final. Morocco ultimately fell to France in the semi-final and lost the third place match to Croatia, finishing 4th overall. But 4th place for a team that had never won a single World Cup knockout match before the tournament wasn't a defeat, it was a coronation. Because here's what actually mattered. Morocco didn't get to the semi-final by outspending anyone. They didn't have the biggest transfer fees or the most Ballon d'Or nominees. What they had was a defense that conceded almost nothing, a manager who built a genuine identity in matter of weeks, and a diaspora recruitment strategy that had been quietly running for over a decade. They didn't get lucky, they built this, and now the rest of the football world is trying to copy the model. Because Morocco's core group is still young, the academy pipeline in Salé keeps producing players every single year, and the scouting network across the Moroccan diaspora in Europe isn't slowing down, it's expanding. There's also something bigger happening. Morocco is co-hosting the next World Cup alongside Spain and Portugal, becoming only the second African nation ever to host the tournament. That means an entire new wave of investment, infrastructure, and youth development is already being planned around the home tournament, less than 40 years away. The country that reached the semi-final as a visiting nation with almost no home advantage is about to get one of the biggest stages in the sport. If Morocco's academy keeps producing talent at this rate, if the diaspora pipeline keeps finding the next Hakimi or the next Ziyech before France or Spain, this is a nation building a football dynasty in real time. Most of the world still hasn't caught up to what's happening, because for decades the football world operated on the old assumption that the biggest nations would always produce the biggest teams, the populations, the wealth, the history. Morocco broke that assumption in front of 1 billion people, and they are not done, because right now they are proving it all over again. So here's the question: was 2022 the beginning of a genuine Moroccan dynasty, or was it a perfect storm? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe, because we have got more deep dives coming on the nations reshaping world football and the stories behind how they did it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Follow for more.